Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Idolaters in Uman. I heard the other day someone mentioned that in order to fulfill a mitzvah lo taseh and receive a schar for it, there has to be a temptation in front of us and we overcome that temptation. So for example, a person is sitting at home, is he receiving a reward for not stealing? There's no object in front of him, no money that belongs to anyone else. Does he receive constant schar reward for 365 prohibitions? So the Gemara Kedushin says that when you have a desire for a specific prohibition and you overcome it, that's really when you receive the reward. So a person is in business and a lot of money is in front of him, belongs to someone else, and he could go ahead and somehow steal it when no one would know, and he overcomes it, then he gets the schar of not stealing. And there's a discussion going on. Lashon Hara, he overcomes it. That's when he gets the schar for not speaking Lashon Hara. So someone quipped the other day, what about Avodah Zarah? We don't have a desire for Avodah Zarah. He said, well, that's the trip to Uman for Rosh Hashana. You have tens of thousands of people, 50, 60, 70,000, however many people go these days to Uman, and you go ahead and you hold yourself back so you get the schar for not succumbing to Avodah Zarah. So someone said that in front of a crowd, and some people laughed, and I said, I don't think that's funny. Going ahead and talking about 50,000 Jews, give or take, doing Avodah Zarah and joking, but I overcame it, so therefore I get a schar for not doing Avodah Zarah. To me, that is not a proper way for a Jew to speak. About 50,000 people doing Avodah Zarah, a person can analyze the topic and discuss the merit or demerit of going to Uman for Rosh Hashana in a proper halachic manner. We could discuss the shaila of leaving Eretz Yisrael. Going to the Rambam and the Shulchan Aruch, it's also you cannot leave Eretz Yisrael for no reason. The Rambam says you can leave for marriage, for parnasa, to learn with the Rebbe if that's where your Rebbe is, and then you come back. And the Rambam doesn't say you could leave to go to graves. Some say you could leave for mitzvah. So now you have to analyze going to the grave of a tzaddik of mitzvah. So we can analyze the discussion. Of course, plenty of people leave Israel frequently without even thinking about the shaila. So we should be very careful before we go ahead and condemn someone from leaving Israel, Rosh Hashana to Uman, because of the violation of leaving Israel, and that's a topic that many of us don't take so seriously like we should to begin with. So that's a shaila. Okay, it's a fair shaila. It has nothing to do with Avodah Zarah. It's simply a shaila of can one leave Eretz Israel to go ahead and be by the kever of a tzaddik? Fair question. What's the other issue? One goes ahead and leaves his family. So that's true. Normally it's a time to mesamech the family, the wife and the children. Is it a time to leave the family? Well, what if the wife and the children all say, yeah, we want Tati to go, and he has such a spiritual uplifting. When he's away for Rosh Hashana, he brings it back. We live off of it the whole year. Okay, so that's an interesting shaila. Can children go ahead and be mefater and give up on the simcha of being with their father? A wife can. She's certainly a mature adult. Can the children do that or not? And even if the family does say we'd rather him be in Uman and that is going to go ahead and give us the spirituality when he returns, logically, what do we say? Interesting question. Has nothing to do with Avodah Zarah. Now we have another question. Person goes to Uman. What is the benefit? Would there be more benefit of being at home and davening in his regular shul and listening to his rabbi? Well, so that's a spiritual give or take. He goes in and he says, no, there's something that really moves me in Uman. Being with tens of thousands of people there, it speaks to me. When I'm at the grave, I am inspired by it. So then we'll say, yeah, but people go ahead and they daven to Rav Nachman. Can you go ahead and daven to a tzaddik? So that's a great shaila. And that shaila should be asked anytime anyone goes to any kever of any tzaddik of northern Eretz Yisrael. Unlike Ba'omer, going in and davening to a tzaddik, someone who died, that seems to be against the Rambam Zikarim. So yes, anyone that goes and davens to a tzaddik, where the Rambam says only one address for our tefillah, which is Hashem, not even Malachim, and this whole discussion, can we even sing Baruch Huni L'Shalem? Can we talk about machnisi rachamim and slichos? That's a good question of davening to anyone beside Hashem, and that would apply to someone who would be davening to Rav Nachman in the Uman. So fine, those people who are davening straight to Rav Nachman, what percentage of people there are, if any, I don't know. But okay, that's a fair question for those few people. But once again, Avodah Zarah, 60, 70,000 people doing Avodah Zarah, I don't see that. But what about someone talking to Rav Nachman? Not davening, but talking, asking for a bracha. We ask people for a bracha, we ask Rav Nachman for a bracha. Once again, a good shayla, Doresh El HaMesim, talking to someone who passed away. A good halachic shayla that applies to anyone that goes to any kever. A relative, a rabbi, a friend, whoever it may be, that's a great question. And that's a serious discussion. So we see there's a lot of great discussions around the topic of going to Uman on Rosh Hashana. But I don't see any questions of Avodah Zarah. The only serious shayla would be someone who's davening to Rav Nachman. And to say it would apply to any tzaddik, that's a good shayla. But how many people are davening there just to go ahead and assume that's what everyone is doing? Person goes, and he has a head to leave Israel. For him, it's a mitzvah. It's a great spiritual uplifting. And he's not davening to Rav Nachman, he avoids the shayla. And he finds it a great uplifting experience. No idolatry involved. There's no talking to the dead. But certain things, he's read Rav Nachman's writings, and that's inspiring for him. So it's a good shayla. Can we leave Israel for that? Not leave Israel for that? Leave the family? It's a good shayla that should be discussed between a person who goes and his Rav. But to use a blanket, a broad stroke term like Avodah Zarah, the 50, 60, 70,000 of our brethren that are seeking spirituality, and it's not clear if there's a black and white isser, I don't accept that at all. Yes, plenty of poskim, Rav Yavad Yosef, Rav Shlomo Avnei, Rav Elyashiv, and others, Rav Ariel, all are against going, and I understand that. And I respect all poskim's opinions on this matter, on all matters. But the terminology, never. We cannot talk about the Jews, our fellow Jews, that way. About Avodah Zarah, idolatrous behavior. That is not the proper way to speak, and that behavior and that speech certainly will not bring the gula. Different Jews do different things. Hopefully everyone is asking a shayla to the Rav, and Yetz Hashem, everyone is going to find their path based on the Rav's approval that will bring them closest to Hashem. Shalom.